A boy named Travis comes on the scene as movie starts. He is renting a hotel room. As he enters the room, he notices a couple, Victor and Anka, who are about to leave. Then Travis gives both of them wine. Afterward, Anka moves to lavatory for taking bath. After a while, Victor goes to lavatory in order to ask something from Anka. He starts screaming as he goes there. He also calls Travis there. Astonished, Travis goes there after a great deliberation and finds Anka senseless. Victor asks Travis to call ambulance, but his condition is also worsened at first sight, and he also becomes unconscious. After a time, some people take both of them away coming there. Here a truth comes on the surface that Travis had drugged in their wine, so they had lost their senses. It was not enough, but he also works for Elite Hunting Club. Coming into senses, Victor finds himself locked in a cell. Then he does not understand how did he reach here. Meanwhile, two guards arrive there and leave taking Anka. It happens before Victor, but he is unable to do a favor even he wanted. Then we are shown a boy named Scott who was going to marry a girl named Amy after a week. Then his friend Carter takes him for bachelor party to Las Vegas. They meet their other two friends there. Going to the nightclub, they encounter the two girls Kendra and Nikki. Both girls invite them for a place which was far away from city. Then they all four friends drive off there in a cab. Reaching there, they find an abandoned place. No one was there. Scott receives a call by Amy and he starts conversing with her. Other friends move ahead except him. After disconnecting the call with Amy, he searches others, but no one is sought by him. Suddenly, someone coming from back takes her on the wheelchair, covering his face. He was also pouring something into Scott's mouth through small pipe. Then Scott is afraid from these circumstances. Then we come to know that Scott's friends were pranking with him, and it was planned by his friends. Then they celebrate a party there. While Kendra leaves taking Scott, and the other friend Justin was observing them. No girl was accompanying Justin. Then Nikki leaves with Mike after giving his visiting card to Justin. On the other side, we notice Kendra and Scott. Because Scott had already caught deceiving Amy, so he refuses her. So he could not commit this mistake again. Mike and Nikki also arrive there at the same time. Scott and Kendra then leave, leaving them alone. Scott's condition has worsened, and he emerges from the club. Then he observes that the cab driver was still there, seeing him when he tries to move inside, but that door is locked. Scott loses his conscience apparently, and cab driver stands beside him coming there. Then we are shown some people of Elite Hunting who are leaving with some people. Coming into sense next morning, Scott discovers himself with Carter and Justin. He is unable to bring into his mind that how did he arrive here. Scott asks about Mike not finding him there. Then they reply that he had gone with Nikki but has still not come back. Hearing it, Scott contacts him, but his phone is powered off. Then they think as Mike may come back, but Mike had become the victim of Elite Hunting Club. He was locked in a cell by them. Mike is panicked finding him in the cell. Then two guards take him away coming there. Taking him away from there, they tie him with a chair. Here we see that Scott was placed on chair as an exhibition, and many aristocratic people were seated around him for this. They all were gambling Mike, as he will beg his life or offer a lot of money, or he will plead his life for his family. It means that they were gambling on his wording. Then a man comes to Mike who draws an outline on his face fixing mask. Then Mike requests for his family. And we see here, that person wins who had chosen the family option. Afterward, that man peels his face skin off. People enjoy seeing all this happening with him. Here one thing is clear, that at the beginning of part 1 of this movie, every man had his fixed cost. While in the second part, every person was demanded online. But in third part, everything crosses the boundaries. Alive people were being gambled. Mike's friends searched the location of Nikki through her given visiting card to Justin. She used to live in Caravan Park. Going there, they find it locked. It is obvious they had to search Mike, so they move inside through window. When they are seeking Mike, Kendra immediately comes there with a man pointing them on the gun. Scott reveals as they are here in search of Nikki because their friend Mike is still not back, who had gone with Nikki. Kendra tells him that Nikki is still not back. Now we are shown Nikki, who is before the clients at that place. And a person leaves many cockroaches on her lying down state, and they suffocate her going into her mouth. Her breath is held and she is died. Moreover, Kendra also goes to seek Nikki with them. Then Travis sends the photo of Nikki taking it, because they think as he is with Nikki, and he calls him on location. They are made unconscious by them as they reach there, and they bring them into the same club, and they are also locked in the cell. And they also encounter Victor there, who informs they are going to die. Meanwhile, two guards again come and take Justin with them. Then Justin calls a guard showing his club tattoo. As a result, he is released from the cell by them. Then we come to know that Carter was also the client of that club. Scott is unable to get the point. We notice Justine before the clients now. Cater is also viewing him sitting there. Then a masked girl comes inside and starts targeting Justin with her ranged weapon. She pricks many arrows into him and finally kills him, piercing the arrow into his head. And then their major segment starts, where Scott is seated at the specific place getting him ready. No other person comes to end him but his best friend Carter. Carter tells Scott that he had planned everything. He likes Amy and does not want her wedding with you. Then he says, as Scott is going to die, after it, he will marry Amy, consoling her. But his plan is flopped when Travis releases Scott at the exact time, because it was a client request. Then there is the fight between Scott and Carter, and Scott injures him by thrashing him, and he leaves that place. On the other side, Victor frees from cell, hitting security guard, but he himself ends while killing the other security guard. Scott moves to a room where the things of deceased are present. He calls police, searching a cell phone there, but it was too late when Travis reaches there, and police was also on mission towards it. Then they bring all clients out safely from there. Scott escapes, taking Kendra from cell. Then Travis puts Kendra into death, shooting at her backside. After that, Travis attacks on Scott, but Scott finishes him by any means. Further, that placekeeper Fleming is nearly to run from there, but Carter was hidden in his car, killing him. He leaves in his car. He also notices Scott coming out. Getting off car, he immediately locks the main entrance. Then Scott is badly entrapped inside. That building is exploded. Then we are shown Carter, who was consoling Amy after the death of Scott, and Amy insists him to stay a night here. Everything was according to Carter's plan, but Scott is not dead but still alive. Both trap Carter in the basement, taking him. Scott then exacts his vengeance by causing him to die in agony. Scott exacts his vengeance here. Here the evil is ended. They are united with a positive ending. Movie completes with it.